Now, the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry in Pretoria has decided against Northwest businessman Suliman Carrim's in-camera application. That's following what he says are death threats. Carrim is testifying before the inquiry. Of course, they have adjourned for lunch and will resume at 2 p.m. But joining us now to just give us a summation of what has taken place thus far is SABC News reporter Kenny Mapanga. Very good afternoon to you, Kenny. Quite a lot of ground covered thus far, beyond the fact that there has been a denial of that in-camera application. Beyond, he's gone on to state that he has no relations with Minister Senzo Mchunu, but actually pretended to have closer proximity just to tell this to Kat Matlala, and also going on to deny that monies paid to him were in fact kickbacks. He says it was a return on his 10 million investment. Take us through what the Commission has heard thus far.
Indeed. Good afternoon to you, Mfundo, and to the viewers at home. Following that back and forth in the morning, to our viewers who are just joining us, tensions did flare earlier this morning between the two parties, but eventually you did get to the ruling, which is that the in-camera bid was refused. Of course, those reasons will be furnished by the end of the day. I think today we'll get a better understanding as to how the Commission reached that conclusion and how it informs further witnesses who may seek to come and have their evidence given in camera. Now, Suliman Carrim is a very important witness in terms of testing the alleged extent to which the infiltration also extended to allegations of political interference or political influence, if we could put it that way. Essentially, the allegation in the main against Suliman Carrim is that he allegedly used or exerted his political influence to contact allegedly the police minister Senzo Mchunu in order to influence payments to Vusimuzi Matlala. Remember, this is all taking place at a time where Vusimuzi Matlala is frustrated that he's not getting the payment orders. And he has this tender awarded, and now it's at severe risk. And the minister is now stating that this contract must be flagged or looked at, and in an audit report is reaching the conclusion that this contract was irregular. So he turned to many people, from high-ranking SABC officials to businessmen, whether it be Brown Mokhotsi, and then now we're hearing Suliman Carrim was also in the conversation. So that is the context upon which we learn about Suliman Carrim, and we then see transactions follow which show, or rather suggest, there was an alleged kickback for him for the alleged assistance that he offered Vusimuzi Matlala. But of course, before the Commission, he is offering denials to the very allegations that he faces, and of course he's being put to the test with regards to his particular version. So at the outset, what he states is that he doesn't know the police minister Senzo Mchunu, and where it is mentioned, or rather he states that he knows him, he creates this impression, or rather tries to advance before the Commission, that he was pretending to know the police minister, that is Senzo Mchunu. So what that evidence does is that it seeks to remove Senzo Mchunu from the conversation altogether of this alleged leg of the infiltration, which prominently features Vusimuzi Matlala, Brown Mokhotsi, and then of course Suliman Carrim, and now we're hearing other names. Even Morgan Maumela is starting to feature in that conversation as well. So essentially, the picture he tries to frame before the Commission is that he is this so-called victim of an alleged scam, where he says he was being played by both Brown Mokhotsi and Vusimuzi Matlala. How he starts off is by stating that he had given money to Vusimuzi Matlala, I think to the tune of just over 8 million with respect to this SABC contract. So how I understand it is that Vusimuzi Matlala would have needed capital to carry out the kind of work that would be needed by the SABC service while he's waiting for those purchase orders, and that Suliman Carrim would be expecting a return from that particular investment that he made, if we could put it that way. But the evidence paints a different picture, because it raises questions as to if he felt that this was something that he should be investing in, why did he need a third party to verify whether or not Vusimuzi Matlala had a SABC contract? Because that's the way in which he brings Brown Mokhotsi into the conversation. He says that this is someone that he turned to when he realized he wasn't receiving those purchase orders. So it kind of flips the allegations, or rather the versions that we already have before the Commission, and brings in another point of view to distance from the alleged criminality that is being painted during phase one of the testimony. But as you try to do that, as we've seen with all phase 2 witnesses, more questions emerge as to what could have possibly been taking place or what is the plausible version about what was taking place. So if this was indeed the case that he had given a loan to Vusimuzi Cat Matlala, the questions that emerge is why couldn't he verify the contract through Cat himself? If Cat had been awarded a tender, he would have the documentation, the necessary documentation to prove that he indeed was awarded the tender. Bram Mokhotsi would not have needed to enter the conversation. And then again, this version that he says that he was pretending, or rather as a strategy given to him by Bram Mokhotsi, allegedly pretending to know the police minister Senzo Mchunu to ensure that his purchase orders came through. This runs contrary to the very allegation which speaks to the heart of what Carrim is facing, that the reason why Cat actually turned to him is because he was at a desperate point and needed assistance with this subcontract to the tunes of hundreds of millions that was now at risk. So he was turning to every single person that he could think of, which would then explain why there was that additional payment that he doesn't send back to Ziggy, but gives a third of it to Morgan Maumela. So as he tries to distance himself, that is Suliman Carrim, from any form of alleged criminality in this particular dealings, the gaps in the evidence in chief, or the hard evidence, continue to try and show a different picture, which raises further questions for Suliman Carrim to answer. So we expect that after the lunch adjournment, we're expecting more of those cross-examination questions to continue, and the Commission will hopefully get to the true or the most plausible version to accept before the probe as it continues with testing the extent of the allegations of an infiltration in the criminal justice system.
Kenny, as always, thank you very much for your reportage. That's SABC News reporter Kenny Mapanga there, just giving us a comprehensive wrap of proceedings thus far at the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry.